chicken nuggets. It's me, Carl. So the other day I was minding my own business, walking behind the IHOP when I overheard these kiddos talking. And truthfully, I had no idea what they were saying. It sounded like they were just putting a bunch of random words together with the occasional yeet and bet thrown into the mix. So I figured it's about time for another translation video for all of us who aren't fluent in the Gen Z language. So joining us again is the guy who is more in tune with trends than my mama is with bad weather. She has a bad hip. It's a long story. My cousin Brock. What's good, fam?
What?
How are you?
Hold up.
What are you doing?
My hammy is putting some sus dude on blast on the bird.
What?
Dead. What?
Wait, who's John Stamos? All right, Brock, you ready for this?
Bet.
Okay then. First one. I received a bonus this month.
Dude's got that bread.
The bank was robbed.
Bread factory got finessed.
Can you please mind your own business?
Hop off.
That is a stand-up fellow.
That's a real one.
These pancakes are delicious.
Them flapjacks slap.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that music.
Oh, we love that.
Our team won.
R.I.P. GG.
Are you serious?
Dead dogs?
Dead dogs. Okay. That man was slapped.
That noob caught a fade.
Life is so fragile.
The game is whack.
The game being life? The game. I did not think that was funny.
Aha! Dude's got jokes.
I have to leave.
Got a blast.
Isn't that from Jimmy Neutron?
What's that?
Jimmy? Never mind. All right, last one. Person, place, thing, or object.
John.
John?
John.
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 John?
Yeet.
Did you just change?
Yeet is yeet. Yeet. What just happened?
Brock?
All right, everybody. Was that at all accurate? Does anybody actually talk like that? Other than Joel. Eve, I see you pointing at Joel.
Bet.
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 My name is DeWayne,
I'm Tim.
and he's my boss, so we really can't break anything tonight.
So true.
Yeah, I did not understand a word of that.
Bet.
Yeet?
What?
Yeet.
What?
John?
So I used to be a youth pastor. So I was actually texting a student, and I asked him, like, hey, do you want to go grab Panera? Because Panera is the place to be if you're a sophomore in high school. I don't know why. At least it was 2 years ago. Is Panera cool? No. Chipotle is? Yes, I agree.
Chipotle,
so we were like,
yeah.
okay, no, actually, is this on? Am I good? This is on. Can you hear me? Okay.
Good.
We had a Chick-fil-A across the street from the church. Has anybody ever had Chick-fil-A here? Like 3 people. There's 3 real Christians in the room. Okay. Chick-fil-A is Christian chicken. Like it's owned by a Christian, or like it's a Christian-based faith. I don't know. Anyways, it's amazing. And I texted
Really
this
good.
guy. It was probably like, hey, you want to go grab Chick-fil-A after school today? And he just texted back, bet. And I literally had no idea what he was talking about. Like, and I texted him back. I was like, hey, did you actually want to get Chick-fil-A after that? Like, and then he's just said, bet. And I'm like, again, I have no idea what you're saying. Does anybody, like, do you actually say bet? No. Stop. Like, that's awful.
It makes
like,
no
what does that
sense.
even mean?
Nobody knows what it means.
Yeet. I want the guy's shirt, but not like the cool Gen Z guy. I want the sweater.
I love the
The
sweater.
sweater the other guy was wearing was
Yeah.
amazing. Anyway.
Real quick, raise of hands. Who thinks that I'm older than Tim? Anybody? Am I
Tim.
older than Tim? Troy says so. Good. I actually feel really good about that because
you're
of
bald,
how
so
bald
it's
I am.
okay.
Yeah, I think that ages me a couple years.
Amazing. I have gray hair, so that ages me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Whatever.
So anyways, welcome to GF Youth, everybody. We are really excited that you are here, and we're really excited about really what we have to announce tonight. I'm really excited about that. I'm excited that you're here.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
This is weird. You're my boss.
It is. Well, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, you used to do this for a living.
I used to do this.
Now he just has to deal with adults.
Week.
What's easier, students or adults?
Yes.
That's fair. Yeah. So
No,
we have some
students are
great
fun. Students are fun.
Students?
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, good. So we have some announcements for you guys tonight, and one of them that we've been announcing the past couple of weeks, we're going to continue to let you know about, is merch. He actually just got his merch
Yesterday.
He stole it from my office.
I did. I didn't pay for mine. Do I need to pay for mine? I probably should.
We'll talk about it later. We'll talk
okay.
later.
I can Venmo you something.
But if you guys want merch or if you have cash, hop out there after the service, after small groups, check it out. This stuff is really, really comfortable.
It is the best fabric a shirt could be made of.
It really is.
Hands down. It's made by a company
that made the video.
Yeah. It's literally like, they're called Sunday Cool. So I went home and I showed my wife my shirt and I said, it's made by Sunday Cool. And she's like, oh, I want one. Because she knows how amazing it is. I would let you come feel it, but COVID, so.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. I don't have it, but because of the pan, anyways.
Why are you scaring them? Go check out the merch. We want to sell it to you. And actually, I want to give some merch away. So if you win the game tonight, I'll give you a t-shirt. Because why not?
Sweet. Can leaders win?
No, they already got their shirts.
I'm sorry.
So our next announcement is actually that we have worship starting next week. We had some great practice going on earlier. It sounded absolutely incredible. I am really looking forward to what is happening next week.
And it's not just me singing a cappella. It's actually legit worship.
Can you do that for us?
No.
Please?
Nope.
All right, fine. Did you guys know he can yodel?
Our God is an awesome
Nope.
God. No.
So, even though we're starting worship next week, if you have any interest in serving in worship or production, talk to myself or one of the other leaders, talk to your small group leader, and we would love to get you plugged in. Even if you don't play an instrument, even if you are tone deaf like I am, we can still find a place for you to serve.
Good to know.
I'm actually tone deaf. It's
good.
bad.
Okay.
So the next announcement is actually the one I'm most excited about, and the one that you know the least about.
It's true.
Next week is Glow Night. Yeah. And wait, who are those little guys up there?
I have no idea.
So those are crewmates, and those guys are up there because next week...
Crew what?
Crewmates.
Okay.
We are going to turn this entire church into a ship, and we are going to be playing a in-person game of Among Us.
Are you talking like this floor, second floor, and the basement nobody knows about?
Yes. Except...
I'm just kidding. There's no basement.
There is no basement.
Wouldn't that be cool?
So we are turning this church into Among Us. We're going to have imposters. We are going to have murder, intrigue, tasks, everything to figure out if one of you is a really good killer or not. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about this. So come dressed as your favorite color of Among Us character. Who do you play as? Pink? Yellow, cyan.
Yellow's not up there. Sorry, you can't be yellow. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
So come dressed as your color, and we're going to have an incredible night of in-person Among Us scheduled and planned, where the lights will be off, the whole church will be glowing.
That's scary.
Yeah, and there might even be some jump scares waiting around the corner for you.
Oh, it's the week of Halloween. That actually works.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's going to be a really great night. This is something you definitely want to invite your friends to. And like I said, we're kicking off worship next week, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Because of all that we're doing, we're not actually going to have small groups, but definitely invite your friends to come to this. It's going to be an absolutely incredible, incredible time. We don't know. So our final announcement of the night is one that I know this guy's actually really excited about.
I'm really excited about it.
Because it also includes adults.
Yeah.
And that is Flannel Fest.
Flannel Fest. So a few Wednesdays ago, we were supposed to have a flannel worship night, if you remember. And for some reason, there was a, what is it called? There was an official word of the storm.
There was an official word. I can't remember what it is, though.
Does anybody remember what the storm was called?
Did anybody lose power on that Wednesday?
Trenchero. It was a drenchero, I think is what it was called.
That one, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Which is the technical term for a fast-moving line of storms, and we had no power.
Correct.
So we're like sitting in the dark in my office trying to dream about, okay, like, are we going to reschedule? Are we going to reschedule? And we're like, well, of course we're going to reschedule, and we're going to make it bigger and better. So instead of a Wednesday night worship night, it's a Friday night flannel fest with
So
all kinds
this
of
is
stuff.
pending approval.
Pending approval.
Pending approval from the people that
Sign the dotted lines.
that we have to listen to.
Yep.
We are trying to have an axe throwing trailer come to the church.
It's not dangerous.
It is not
because
dangerous.
it's literally, we have trained people
They're called axe masters.
axe masters. Say that real fast.
Nope.
And it's going to be at a target, not at each other, which is even better. With food, pumpkin decorating competitions, thankful boards, worship, COVID-safe games, and things like that.
We're going to be going. They tell us we're going to be going head to head.
Head to head at apple bobbing. What is it called?
Apples.
Bobbing for
Yeah.
apples. Where I'm going to put money on me, not him.
I would put money on him too.
But thank you. And it's going to be a really, really fun event where I think it's going to be like we're fire pits. Rain or shine, we're going to have tents. It's going to be a really, really fun event. So
Yeah. So if axe throwing actually is going to take place, be here next week because I'm going to have waivers for you to take home for your parents to sign because you do need to have those signed by your parents to participate in axe throwing.
9 square, gaga ball.
Yep,
all
those
the
things.
All the things.
So
It's gonna be good
picture
stuff.
actually spiking the ball in the face of an adult.
Oh,
Because,
I'll play.
yeah, who
Yeah.
doesn't want to? You're tall, though.
I am, and I'm good at 9 square.
You probably are.
I rule. This is
Yeah.
good. Okay.
So that is all we have for announcements. And we're now actually going to play that game where we're going to give away a shirt. Can you dance?
No,
Me neither.
I can.
I
do
usually
the-
just like stomp around a lot.
I'll just stand here awkwardly.
All right. So as you guys saw, we had some Gen Z slang up there that you may or may not say. Joel.
Yeet.
Eve,
Bet.
does he say that? Yeah, see?
Threw
So,
under the bus. Oh my gosh.
Because of that,
So
we
sorry.
actually pulled out some slang from the 1920s.
Is
100 years ago.
Wait, is that an old lady or a young lady looking the other way?
I said earlier I actually see a skeleton, but
I
I'm
do
weird.
not see the skeleton at all. Like seriously though, is that an old lady looking this? She's looking at me, or is it a young lady looking back that direction? No, it technically still works on this picture.
I feel like this is that dress debate all over again.
It was black and blue.
It was black and blue, yeah.
Yeah. At least we agree on something. That's good.
Good.
Okay, 1920 slang.
1920 slang. So how this is going to work is a slang term is going to go up on the screen, and we're actually going to get you guys up and moving. So everybody pop your mask on real quick,
I'm going to step back up here.
because this is how this is going to work. Once that term shows up on the screen, the first person to run up here and slap the stage is going to get to answer. So this is actually a perk for those of you that decide to sit in the front.
Ooh,
Yeah, you didn't even know.
well done.
No, you're stuck where you're at now. You have to be fast. You can move to the sides though. If you want to move to the sides of the aisle, you can do that. Make sure you have
he's
your mask
ready.
on.
He's ready.
Yeah, Payne's
well
ready.
done. No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
So remember, winner of this is going to get to, all right, win a shirt,
One T-shirt
one T-shirt,
of the softest material known to man.
softest. Go sit. Get a seat. All right. So if you're wrong, it'll move on to the next person, and we'll say if 5 people get it wrong, we'll just move on to the next question.
So are they going to be hard? Like they're difficult, huh?
Some of them are difficult.
Okay.
All right. Can we get that first question?
What? A dewdropper.
Does anybody have any idea what that means?
Bet.
This is a noun. I'll give you that tip. Yeah.
It is a person, place, or thing.
All right. What do you say? Nope. This is from the 20s.
This is from the 100 years ago. 100 years.
Wait. A leaf?
A leaf.
No.
Ooh, good guess.
What do you got? Water? No.
No.
Nope.
Nope. Should we go? Should we go for it?
We'll go one more.
One more? The opera? Ooh.
That's probably the closest one, but the correct answer is a lazy person.
Wait. How is the I love that. I love that. Opera, lazy people. It makes total sense.
It was the closest
it
thing
makes
that could
total
come
sense.
up with.
Let's go to the next one.
All right. I actually don't know what the answer to all these are, so we'll see. Noodle juice.
Noodle juice. So those running slides, if they get it right, we're going to have to like rely on you. Soup.
Soup.
Is it soup?
Ian, I need you to shake your head yes or no if that's correct.
Soup.
No.
Okay.
A non-lazy person.
Oh. That'd be like the opposite of the last one.
What you got? Smartness.
In general smartness. I love the
No,
full
that's
definition
three.
there.
All right. Get up
You're
here.
not
Yes.
running.
We got
A martini.
a martini.
Ooh.
No.
That'd be no. Hold on. She didn't slap.
Okay, that's better.
Thank you. Okay, just making sure.
Tomato sauce. No. All right, that's it. What's the correct answer? Tea.
Tea. That makes perfect nonsense. Okay.
So much sense. All right, what's next?
Bee's knees. I feel like this one's easy. I
you
don't
got?
know.
What?
Great? Like something that's great. Is that
Judges?
survey says?
Yes.
Extraordinary person or thing.
All right, Abby with one.
That was
All
good.
right.
That was good. We have one person.
We have
so
one
far.
right.
Do we have another word?
Dolled up.
Dolled up. Oh, whoa, I don't know.
I think Troy.
Okay.
Dressed up. Survey?
Dressed nice.
Correct.
Nice job. Troy, was it? Hi, I'm Tim. Nice to meet you. We've met before. It's the mask. It's hard to tell.
Egg.
Egg.
It's good.
Good?
Survey? No.
Oh, so sorry. Oh, hold on. Hold on. The answer's there.
A person who
Whoa.
leads
Wait.
an absurdly wealthy, extravagant lifestyle. Would anybody have actually guessed that?
Egg. Word for word, I would have totally gotten it.
Yeah. All right, next up. Mazuma.
You guys don't use this still?
Bad. No.
Mazuma.
Big or grand?
Big.
Nope.
That actually sounds like it could be it.
That could be it, yeah. Large party.
Large.
Nope.
Okay.
Dancing. No.
All right.
All right,
Do
what we got?
have any more guesses? One. Nope. Cash
Cash.
money.
Cash
Man,
money.
I got 20 Mazuma in my pocket.
All right, what we got next?
Amazing.
Get a wiggle on.
I really have
I think-
no idea.
What do you got? Dancing.
Dancing?
Is that correct? No,
Just like
it is not.
Get a wiggle on. Right
Yep.
here?
Peyton.
Like trying to get someone to move.
Trying to get someone to move. Ian.
No, I don't know.
No.
No. Getting sick like with your nose dripping.
Nope.
Put a little boogie in it.
To start working harder.
Did you Google that? No? Okay.
All right, one of you
I don't
two.
know. I don't know who it was.
Go to sleep. No.
Get a wiggle on?
Lindsay?
Get
moving.
moving, get faster, moving, fast moving.
Ian?
Let's get going.
That is it. Let's get going.
What?
Lindsay. All right,
What?
next up.
That counted. Wow.
Know your onions. You seem confident.
Know your facts.
Know your facts.
Like sending a fax to
That is
someone?
correct.
Know your facts? Oh,
To
get to know what's going
up
on.
or what's
That is
going
actually,
on. Is that two
That's
for you
good.
or is that one? That's one?
one.
All right.
What's our current score? We have
who has one?
across the board. Like,
A bunch of people have one.
anybody have two? Anybody have two? Not yet.
Oh,
Okay.
putting on the Ritz. Rachel. Dancing. No. Having fun. No. I actually think I know this one, but
This is very difficult. I'm so sorry. Just for the record.
no.
Wow. She was confident, though. Oh.
Yeah. Just in case. No. Throwing a party.
Can I
No.
guess? Can I guess?
Yeah, this is it.
Like, get fancy? Like, kind of like. Oh.
Doing something with style.
I would count that. 1 point for me. Awesome.
What word would you guys use to describe that today? What was that? Nice fit.
No, like nice fit, like FIT. Nice fit.
I have no idea. I don't even know what that
Fire?
means after hearing that.
Fire.
Fire.
Nice fit, fire. Just gonna
All right. What we got next?
yeet.
Iron one's shoelace.
Tie your shoes.
Tie your shoes. No. Clean someone's shoes. No.
I'm just wondering, what did they do 100 years ago? Like, what were they doing
What
with
was
their
it?
lives?
Buff somebody's shoes. No. Clean your clothes. Having nice shoes? No. Last one. Become rich. What is it? To excuse yourself to go to the bathroom.
What? So in the year 2120, they're going to be looking at yeet and bet and just shaking their heads. That's what I
Yeah.
think. Wow.
All right.
Are there more?
It's Jake. It's Jake.
It's Jake. It's Jake.
That's a great
I don't know.
answer.
When did State Farm start? Was it 1920?
That is not right, but
Wouldn't that be amazing?
What? Someone's at the door. No.
door? Wow, that's close. Maybe. No, probably not.
I actually think this one can make a comeback. It's good.
It's good.
That is
It's
it.
good.
Okay, fine.
Nice. It's Jake.
That's Jake.
I think we should make a comeback on that one.
Okay. So
It's Jake.
who has two here?
One.
Joel, you're lying.
Whoa.
So we actually have a couple more slang terms that are not from the year 1920. These are terms that came from your leaders
Ooh.
that were used when they were around your age.
That's scary. They're so old, so these can be from the 1920s,
Let's
right?
see here.
Like maybe 1910s. Over 100-year-old
So this one
leaders.
comes from Bianca.
Ooh. Oh,
And-
we get to know who it is. That's awesome.
Yeah. And the word is psych.
Oh,
I think that was
my.
Troy. Just kidding. Bianca,
kidding?
is that right? That's right.
Yes.
All right.
Psych.
Here's one that comes from Joelle, who is not here tonight. And the word is grody to the max. Disgusting. Does that seem right? I think that seems right.
What is the phrase?
Grody to the max.
Grody to the max? Bianca's saying yes, so
Yeah,
I feel
okay.
good about that.
I think Bianca's the resident expert in this.
She knows all the slang terms, I can tell.
All right. So our last one, and my personal favorite,
Oh.
comes from our very own Peter Taft, sitting right there in the back.
Peter.
Everybody sit. Everybody have a seat. And this term is
I'm scared.
necking. What? Hanging?
Hanging.
N-
Like
No.
spending time with people? No.
necking.
Necking.
Being annoying. No.
Oh, wow. Necking. Like neck, ing. Like
Any high school students have any ideas?
dressing up.
No.
Oh, my goodness. Being
No.
a pain. Standing
No.
out.
No.
Fitting in. Wait. PDA.
PDA.
Does that, Peter Taft, can you please,
Peter, does that qualify? Yes.
Public displays of affection. That's what that.
Peter, can you shout loud and proud what that might be? What is necking? Kissing.
Peter tapped, everybody.
That counts.
That counts.
All right. Does anybody have more than 2? Who has 2?
1, 2, liar. Okay.
All right. You guys can both have a shirt. Sure.
What?
Yeah, we'll give them a shirt.
You psych.
Yeah.
Not psych?
Psych.
No.
Not psych.
That's awesome.
All right, guys. Give it up for Tim Gardner, our resident campus pastor and former youth pastor.
Thanks for letting me be here tonight. Enjoyed hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
See ya.
Hey, my name is Dylan, and I am a senior at Lanier High School. I'm really into FCA and cheer, and I'm going to be sharing something personal. Okay, not that personal, just personal because, you know, I'm a person and it means something to me. What most people don't know is my last name is actually Lau. It's Chinese, while my family's mainly Filipino. My first name's a little different too because Dylan is usually stereotyped as a boy's name. But I really like my name because it makes me feel unique and empowered, which is why it's kind of annoying whenever substitute teachers call me Dylan Leo. When someone uses my name and makes an effort to say it right, it lets me know that they actually see me and accept me for who I am. Maybe it doesn't sound like a big deal, but you can't really know me unless you know me as Dylan Lau. It's not just a name, it's personal.
All right. So we are in our series. We're going through our series called It's Personal. And in this series, we are looking at really what it means to not only get to know who Jesus is and who God is, but what it means to actually get to know each other. So to kick things off, I just have a little story for you guys. So I have a good friend of mine, Greg. Greg is a good friend of mine from the climbing gym, and I would say at the time of this conversation, we were really good friends. We climbed together all the time, we hung out all the time, and it was coming up on Mother's Day. And when I was working at the gym, we decided that we were going to close the climbing gym for Mother's Day. And Greg came, oh, is the climbing gym open on Sunday? I'm like, no, it's closed for Mother's Day. I'm like, and me, being an idiot, said, shouldn't you be spending time with your mom anyways? And at that point, Greg actually told me his mom passed away when he was a child. And I felt awful. I felt so bad about this. And he was so gracious. Greg was super cool about it. He was like, don't worry about it. We just never really had that kind of conversation before. And it was at that point that I kind of realized that mine and Greg's relationship it was at a point where we didn't really understand each other, where we knew each other on a surface level, but we didn't really understand each other in the way that I thought we had. And it wasn't until I actually got to know what was going on in his life and got to know who he was and what he had been through that I really got a glimpse of his story. Because really what happens is we often assume that we know the stories of other people. We often assume that just by having these kind of surface level relationships that we know the stories of the people around us, of the people that we're close to. But the reality is that everybody has a backstory. And everybody has a backstory that we might not actually get to. Each and every one of you in here has a backstory. And chances are, I'm not going to get a chance to know your entire backstory. I would hope that your small group leaders get to know your backstory, because when you actually understand somebody's backstory, you understand what they're going through. You understand why somebody could have a tendency to cry out or to lash out, to be angry, to be frustrated. Maybe they say things like, if they only knew what kind of morning I've had. How many of you have said that? If they only knew what kind of morning I've had. Maybe you said, they don't know what I'm dealing with at home. it's real easy for people not to know what is going on in your home life. I know that's something I kept private for a lot of my life. Or maybe it's, I couldn't sleep last night because I was so worried. Or maybe it's just, I'm angry all the time, and I'm not even sure why I'm this angry. These statements could be true for a lot of you. They could be true for the leaders. They could be true for me. But when we understand these issues, when we understand the backstory, we can have a better understanding of who that person is, what they're going through, and how we're going to connect with them on a different level. So as we've been looking at the Bible, as we looked at last week, we are kind of looking at the life of Zacchaeus. And Zacchaeus is this guy that Jesus came to. He saw him and he said, hey, you, let's go hang out. Let's see what this is all about. And this was a huge deal because Zacchaeus was a tax collector, and tax collectors sucked. They stole money from people. They were not chill, and really nobody liked tax collectors. They were just all at a point. The rest of the culture was at a point that they just saw tax collectors as like the worst possible human beings. So we see in Luke 19 here, in verse 5, it says, when Jesus came by, he looked up at Zacchaeus and called him by name. Zacchaeus, he said, quick, come down. I must be a guest in your home today. Zacchaeus quickly climbed down and took Jesus to his house in great excitement and joy. Have you guys ever had somebody invite themselves over to your house? In a weird way, or in a way that you are close enough with that person where it's like, oh, that's fine. It's normal for you to invite yourself over. Mi casa, su casa. I think that's right. But, so Jesus invites himself over to Zacchaeus' house. This dude that he doesn't even know, all he knows about him is that he is this guy that everybody's talking about. He's this guy that everybody is psyched about because he's performing miracles. He's doing all of this crazy stuff. And then we hear what the people are saying about this. In verse 7, it says, but the people were displeased. He has gone to be the guest of a notorious sinner, they grumbled. So this clearly didn't go over well with some of the people. This was just not chill. They did not want Jesus there. They were annoyed with this. They were like, why doesn't he come over to my house? Why doesn't he invite himself over to my house? Something I literally never think. I don't want people to come over to my house. But that instance where Jesus goes into Zacchaeus' home, where Jesus enters his life in this type of capacity, that's really important, because I think we can all agree, when you have somebody in your home, that your space, your home, is where you really let your guard down. Maybe for some of you, it's not actually your home. Maybe for some of you, your home doesn't feel like a safe space. But think about where that might be for you. Think about what kind of safe space feels like if you took somebody there, if somebody was there with you, it would feel like you actually let your guard down and let them in your life. And that was what was happening with Jesus and Zacchaeus. This instance became so much more personal because Jesus was in his home. Jesus was in an area of Zacchaeus' life where he had nothing to hide from him, where he couldn't hide behind who he was as a tax collector. But Jesus actually started to understand the backstory of who Zacchaeus is. And this just isn't something that is normal for Jesus either. Looking at Philippians 2, verses 5 through 8, it says, you must have the same attitude that Christ Jesus had. Though he was God, he did not think of equality with God as something to cling to. Instead, he gave up his divine privileges. He took the humble position of a servant and was born as a human being. When he appeared in human form, he humbled himself in obedience to God and died a criminal's death on a cross. So Jesus is this incredible being in heaven, has all power, knows everything, sees everything, stuff that I can't even fathom or understand. And he makes a decision to come down to earth as a regular, dirty old human. We are not clean. We are not nice people. We see the animosity and the anger that is going on in the world right now. But Jesus still chose to put himself in such a position where he brought himself into your lives, into the lives of the people that were there on earth, so that he could truly understand them. Because it's really easy for us to forget what Jesus experienced as a human. Sometimes we think of Jesus as this 30-year-old guy who just showed up on earth and he was already set. He was already grown up. He was already just spitting truth at people and breaking tables and doing all this really cool stuff. But Jesus was actually a baby too. It's these things that we need to remember. That he was once a baby. He went to the bathroom. He cried all night, just like we once did. Everybody here goes to the bathroom. At some point in your life, you probably, as a child, just cried uncontrollably. Jesus actually had to deal with siblings. Maybe you have to deal with a sibling, and maybe it's not always the easiest thing to do. Jesus had siblings he had to deal with. Jesus was actually forgotten by his parents. Real quick, raise of hands. Have any of you ever been forgotten by your parents anywhere? Small group leaders, I just want you to talk about that, because I would love to hear some of these stories. If they're comfortable sharing, I think this would be a funny conversation to have here where everybody got forgotten. Jesus also experienced the loss of his best friend. He experienced pain in that situation. Jesus also questioned his purpose. Super easy for all of us to question what our purpose is, and to think that Jesus actually did that too. I think there's some comfort in that. And Jesus also dealt with people ridiculing him. Something I'm sure you guys deal with on a regular basis. People is talking crap about you. Maybe it is just saying that you can never do things good enough. All of these things that happen in your life are some of the same things that happened to Jesus. And that's so important for us in where we're at right now, because it helps us understand that our relationship with Jesus is personal, because Jesus understands our story. Jesus doesn't just understand your story because he knows everything, but Jesus understands your story because he went through it too. That's why it's so important that Jesus came down to earth, because Jesus came down to earth so that he could understand where we were coming from. How does this fit into our lives? How does Jesus understanding our story and knowing that he came to earth fit into where we're at in our lives? Maybe for some of you tonight, you are just wrestling with the idea of who Jesus is. Wrestling with the idea that Jesus was a real individual that experienced all of these things, and yet he still cares for you. Maybe some of you are struggling with the idea that you don't let anybody into your story. Maybe you're not letting anybody understand your story. Or maybe you are not in anybody else's lives to understand their story. And that's what we want this to be. We want this place to be a space where we can understand each other's stories, where we can get to know each other's stories, where we can get to know the pain and the hurt that everybody's going through, where we can understand that we are in this together. We're not alone. Not alone because we have Jesus who understands our story because of all the crap he went through, but we're also not alone because you guys have other peers around you that care about you, and you guys have some incredible small group leaders that care about you too. So as we get ready to wrap this up and go into small groups, I want to challenge you guys to think about what it means to let somebody else into your story. Whether that person is Jesus or whether that person is somebody else that you care about, or even if it's somebody like your small group leader. I want to challenge you to let somebody in your story. Let them understand part of your story. Because when we do that, we let God work in our lives, not only through Christ, but through the people that we come in contact with. Let's pray. Holy Father, I thank you that you came to earth, that you understand our story, that you are so willing to humble yourself and put yourself in a position where you dealt with pain, you dealt with rejection, you dealt with humiliation, so that you could understand our story and so that you can care for us in the way that you are called to. In your name we pray. Amen. So at this point, we're going to break up into our small groups. High school guys, you're going to go out in the lobby. High school girls, you'll stay right in here. Middle school girls, you'll be upstairs in level 2.1, and middle school boys, level 2.3. Let's get it.